Hi, and welcome to this 25-minute Pilates class. This class is perfect for anyone who is new to Pilates or anyone who wants to go a little bit deeper into the details of their practice. You won't be needing any equipment apart from your mat today. So when you're ready, let's roll out the mat and get started. Let's start today's class on your back. Bend your knees in front of you and place your hands onto the sides of your rib cage. We'll start with a couple of deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through your mouth. Try and start to connect your deep core, activating your powerhouse. Inhale, we open the chest wide, letting in the air, and exhale, activate your deep core even more. Now let's place your hands onto your lower belly and we rock the hips back and forth from an arch in your spine to imprint position. Moving the hips back and forth, and then find that place in between where you're in your neutral pelvis. Place your hands next to you on the ground and then tuck the pelvis under, coming into imprint, and roll your hips up towards the sky. Inhale here. Exhale, let's roll back down. Inhale at the bottom, release back to neutral spine position. Tuck the pelvis under, roll up. Hold at the top. And exhale, roll back down. Inhale at the bottom. Follow the rhythm of your breath as you're rounding the spine up and down, focusing on placing and lifting one vertebra at a time. Draw the inner thighs slightly towards each other, activating the adductor muscles. Let's do one last one. We roll up on our exhale, and then we hold the position at the top. Let's do pulses. Lower the hips slightly and lift. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Small controlled movements for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your hips lifted and now step one foot after the other a couple of centimeters forward and then step one foot after the other back towards your glutes. Try and keep your hips lifted, paying attention to the stability in your upper body. Try to only place the legs a little bit forward and then back towards your glutes, keeping your hip bones at the same height. One last one, step your feet a little bit forward, hold them here, and we pulse again down and up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and roll down. Lift your legs up to tabletop, open your arms out to a T, and then drop your knees over to the left. Turn your head over to the right, feeling a nice stretch for your spine. Bring it back to center and let's take it over to the other side. Twisting through your spine here. And let's come back to center. Place your feet back down, keeping the knees bent, and interlace your hands behind your neck. Let's come into chest lift. On your exhale, crunch up through your abdominals. Inhale, lower the chest back down. Focus on drawing the ribs towards your hip bones as you exhale to lift and inhale to lower. Press the weight of your head into your hands as you exhale, pulling the ribs towards the hip bone, slightly looking up over your knee. Inhale, lower your head and shoulders down with control. Keep your deep core active, and with every exhale, send even more engagement towards your deep core. You're here for one last repetition. Exhale to lift. And then lift one leg after the other into tabletop position. Keep the right angle at your knee. Lower one leg down towards the mat. And exhale, lift the leg back up. Inhale, lower the other leg down towards the mat and lift. Focusing on moving through your hip joint, keeping the right angle at the knee at all times. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. And now let's add a chest lift in between. You lower one leg down and forward, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower head and shoulders down. Exhale, lift through head and shoulders. Take it to the other side. Inhale, lower one leg down. Exhale, lift the leg. Inhale, lower your chest. Exhale, lift your upper body. Keep moving like this. Always switching the leg to lower after every repetition. Truly focus on engaging and lifting through your abdominals. Trying to relax the neck backwards as much as you can. Let's do the last 2 repetitions. Last one. Stay lifted in your chest, both legs to tabletop, and we pulse the chest up, up, up. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Well done. Let's come onto our left side into a side lying position. Left arm extended underneath you, your head resting on your arm. Right hand in front of you to stabilize and lengthen through your legs. Activate your core, lengthen your spine, and then lift both of your legs up a little bit from the floor. Inhale to lower the legs down without fully releasing them onto the mat. Try to find length through your entire body, from your fingertips to your toes. And we want to stay slightly elevated through the underside of our waist, keeping the spine in its natural line. You're here for 3 more repetitions. Exhale, lift both legs up. Inhale, lower. Last one, lift your legs up. And then rest your lower leg down onto the floor. Lift your upper leg up. Then bend the knee forward 90 degrees. Extend the leg. And then draw the long leg down towards the other leg. You're bicycling your upper leg. You bend the knee, extend, and draw the foot all the way down towards the other leg. Try to always stay at hip height, both with your knee and foot, moving with a lot of control and tension in your upper leg. Keep lengthening through the lower leg. Point your toes. You're here for 3 more reps. Last 2. And one last time, bend, extend, and draw the long leg down. Now bend your knee forward one last time, and we lift and lower our foot and knee up for fire hydrant lifts. Paying attention to your hip, you want to stay stacked on top of each other instead of opening backwards through the pelvis, lifting from the side of your glutes. For 3 more. Last 2. And one last time, lift, lower, and then rest your leg on top of the other. Then wrap your left arm around your chest while keeping the right arm in front of you on the mat and bend your knees 90 degrees. We'll do a tricep activation here. Lift through your head and then extend your right arm, pressing down into the mat to lift. Inhale, bend your right arm, and come back onto the mat. Try not to rest the weight fully down, but stay active in your right arm. Press yourself off the mat and then bend the elbow to come back. Use the core to stabilize the spine here, staying stiff in your upper body to fully bring all of the weight into your right arm. I know this is challenging. Let's do the last 2 here. Exhale, extend, and inhale, bend. 1 more. And you're done. Well done. Let's take a side stretch, reaching your left arm up and over, and then come down onto the left elbow as you reach your right arm up and over. 1 more time, each direction. And then find your way over to the other side. Come into a side lying position. You extend your right arm underneath you, resting your head onto it, lengthening, long legs, pointed toes. And we start with the side lifts. Exhale, lift both of your legs up from the mat. Inhale, lower without releasing the legs down. Squeeze your inner thighs together, activating through the underside of your waist to not collapse down here. And keep that length in your body from your fingertips to your toes. You have 3 more to go like this. Last 2. And last one. Rest the lower leg down and we lift the upper leg for bicycle. Bend the knee forward 90 degrees, then extend the leg and draw the long leg down and back towards the other leg as well. Try to keep the leg moving at hip height and make sure to stay active in your core, lifting slightly through the underside of your waist. Move slow and controlled. Actively engage your muscles. You have 3 more repetitions here. Last 2. And then bicycle the leg one last time. Finish by bending the knee 90 degrees in front and we lower and lift our upper leg. Again, check in with your pelvis. Try not to move it back and forth, but lift solely through the muscle. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Keep all your muscles active, your toes pointed, full body engagement. You're here for the last 3, last 2, and last one. Lower the leg down, wrap your right arm around your chest, both knees bend 90 degrees, and the left arm stays on the mat for tricep push-up. Exhale, extend the left arm long, push your upper body up. Inhale, bend your elbow and lower yourself slowly down towards the mat. Keep your core active, try to stay long, using your own body as the weight for your arm here. Exhale, extend the arm long. Inhale, slowly lower your chest without releasing the weight onto the mat. You only have one last to go, and well done. Let's take a side bend. Reach your right arm up and over, stretching the right side. And then bring the right arm down and reach your left arm up and over. One more in each direction. And then let's come into a seated position at the top of your mat with your legs bent in front of you for roll like a ball. Place your hands on top of your shins with the elbows gently bent to the side and then lift one foot after the other off the floor. Balance here for a moment and then draw your navel back, rounding the spine and let yourself roll over the spine back and up again, balancing at the top. Try to maintain the round shape of your spine to effortlessly roll back and forward, especially your lower back wants to round here while you relax the shoulders down. I know this isn't easy. It will get better with practice. And as you roll up one last time, hold at the top and then release your hands. Can you lift those shins up to tabletop position? Hold here for 3. Breathe in for 2. And set your feet down onto the floor. Well done. Next, we want to come into a 4-point kneeling position with your hands aligned underneath your shoulders and your knees aligned underneath your hip bones. Activate your core, lengthen your spine, and then reach your right arm forward to the front. Now we bend the right elbow 90 degrees and then lower your elbow down towards the floor. And on your exhale, you lift your elbow up to shoulder height. Try to bring your own resistance into this movement, engaging the muscles and moving with control. The remaining part of your body wants to stay still, core engaged, your spine lengthened. Inhale to lower the arm and exhale to lift to shoulder height. Next, you lift your elbow up, hold it lifted, extend your arm forward to shoulder height, and then bring the arm back into the 90-degree bend. Try to reach your fingertips as far forward as you exhale, and then bring your elbow back with your inhale. Again, bringing resistance into this movement through engaging your muscles deeply. Reach your arm in front, bend it back for one last time, And then extend your arm out to the side. And on your exhale, thread your arm underneath your shoulder. Rotate the spine. And inhale, extend the arm back to the side. 2 more. Exhale, rotate your spine as you thread the arm underneath your chest. And with your last repetition, bring your shoulder down onto the mat. And if you like, place your left arm behind your lower back to find a deeper rotation. Hold here and breathe into your stretch. One more inhale and exhale. And then find your way back up. Reach your right arm out. And let's come back into 4-point kneeling for the other side. I'm just turning around here so you can see my arm better. This time extend your left arm forward, then bend it to 90 degrees. And we lower and lift the arm to the side. Inhale, bring your elbow down towards the floor. Exhale, lift up to shoulder height, engaging your muscles and keeping your spine long and your core engaged. We have 3 more, 2, and 1 last time. Lift the elbow up and then extend your arm long forward and draw your elbow back to 90 degrees. Lengthen through your fingertips as you reach your arm in front, and then draw the elbow back with resistance. You have the last 2 repetitions here. Last one. And then reach the left arm out to the side. Thread your arm underneath your chest to rotate the spine. And with your inhale, rotate the arm out to the side. Exhale, thread the arm underneath your chest. And with your 3rd repetition, lower your shoulder down onto the mat. Place your right hand behind you to find a deeper rotation. And hold and breathe here. And slowly find your way back up to all 4s. Tuck your toes under, engage your core, and with your exhale, lift your knees slightly off the mat. Inhale to set your knees back down. Exhale, lead through your core as you lift your knees up. Inhale, lower. Follow the rhythm of your breath. Last 2 like this, before we only start to tap the knees instead of setting them down fully. You tap the knees down, inhale, exhale, lift. Keep leading the movement from your core. Your spine is long and strong. You're here for 2 more. 1. And then send your sit bones up high into a downward facing dog position. Pedal your heels out, pressing one heel after the other down onto the mat. And with your next exhale, push both of your heels down and find a nice stretch for the back of your legs. And ripple your spine forward, coming back into that hovering position with your knees bent. And we hold here as we breathe with a strong core for 4, 3, 2, keep breathing, and then set your knees down and push yourself back into a child's pose. Rest here for a moment, breathing into your lower back, rounding your spine, and then carefully find your way back onto all 4s for cat stretch. Exhale, round your spine up towards the sky, looking down towards your belly button, and inhale to arch. Exhale as you round. Inhale to arch for 2 more reps. And find your way back to your neutral spine. Reach your hands slightly forward and lower yourself down onto your belly. Bring your arms into a right angle, left and right next to your body. Activate your core and try to lengthen through your toes. We go for back extension here. On your inhale, press your forearms down into the ground, activating your shoulder area. And then extend your chest forward, lifting through the sternum. On your exhale, slowly lower yourself back down. Try to lead the motion from the crown of your head, thinking of lengthening forward And then slowly releasing back down. Find that activation in your upper back muscles. On your next repetition, stay lifted in your chest. And now we lift the elbows up, extend the arms forward, reaching in front of us, and then pull the elbows back with a lot of resistance. Try to keep your chest always lengthened and lifted to the same height as you reach your arms in front, and then drawing the elbows back towards your chest. You're here for 4 more repetitions. Keep squeezing the elbows back, creating your own resistance. And then lower your hands in front of your body and lower your forehead onto your hands. We now do leg lifts. On your exhale, lift one leg up from the mat. Inhale to lower. And with your next exhale, you lift the other leg up. You want to lift the entire leg from the back of your thigh rather than bending the knee. Reaching far away behind you with your big toe, finding the maximum length for your legs here. And with your next repetition, let's lift both legs at the same time. Exhale to lift the legs up. Inhale to lower. And remind yourself to stay active in your upper body, keeping your core engaged. And then let's start to swim the legs up and down. Little motions as you keep lengthening for 3, 2, 1, and lower your legs down together. Place your hands back onto the mat and find your way back to a child's pose to rest. Rounding the spine, releasing any tension in your lower back. Send your breath towards wherever you feel some tension. And then slowly, let's find our way up into a seated position on your mat. Extend your legs in front of you, opening them mat distance. Flex your feet and then reach your arms into T position while you sit up tall. Let's do saw. Inhale, rotate your spine to one side. And exhale, reach the back of your hand to the opposite leg. Inhale, find your way back up. Exhale, rotate back to center. And again, inhale, rotate to the side. Exhale, reach the back of your hand to the outside of your opposite leg. While the other arm reaches back. Inhale, sit back up tall. Exhale, back to center. Keep moving like this for 1 more repetition each side. And then let's turn over. Sitting with the long edge of your mat. Your left leg bent in front of you, right leg extended. Reach your arms up, inhale. And with your exhale, rotate towards your right leg and find a nice stretch for the back of your leg. If you can, reach for your foot, holding on to it, breathing into your stretch. Trying to relax a little bit deeper with every exhale. 1 more breath here. Then inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, lower your arms down to the side. And we take it to the other side. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, rotate and lean forward towards your leg. If you can, reach for your foot. And then hold and stretch. Breathe into your stretch, in and out. 1 more time. And then inhale, release your hands, reach your arms up, and exhale, lower your hands down. Now cross both of your legs in front of you. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, come into a side bend. Hold as you inhale, and exhale, return to center. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, side bend. Hold as you inhale, and exhale, return. And then inhale, reach both of your arms up to the ceiling. Stretch yourself tall. And exhale, lower your hands down in front of your chest. Thank you so much for joining today's class. I hope you enjoyed it and we see each other soon.